Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, this story broke the other day. It's about a company called Tenet Media. Apparently, they were receiving millions of dollars from Russia to help fund right-wing podcasts. An indictment was filed Wednesday, alleges that a media company, which later on the article they identify as likely to be Tenet Media, was linked to 6 conservative influencers, including well-known personalities Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, and Benny Johnson. That this company was funded by the Russian state media employees to churn out English-language videos that were often consistent with the Kremlin's interest in amplifying U.S. domestic divisions in order to weaken U.S. opposition to Russian interests, like the war in Ukraine. This is now the third election in a row that the U.S. government has said that Russia has been interfering with. Poole and Johnson issued statements saying that they were duped. We still don't know what is true. There are only these allegations, and Putin's a scumbag, is what Poole said. It's interesting, though. Yeah, and even the government was saying they were duped. That's fine. But how bad is your opinion on your right-wing podcast that Russia thinks, yeah, that's the sort of thing that I need to amplify. Let's give you money so you keep doing what you're doing because it's really helping us. Nothing screams patriot like carrying Putin's jockstrap, if you know what I mean. Putin authorized, let's see, they talk about the decline in newspapers has led to the influencers' rise. And, again, this could, just to put this out there, one of the guys on here used to be on the Young Turks. And he's no longer on the Young Turks. He identifies as a libertarian. Let's see, who was that? Rubin. What's that guy's name? So there were like 6. It was Poole, Johnson, Rubin, Lauren Southern, got to be a made up name, Taylor Hansen, and Matt Christensen. These folks just basically put out right-wing outrage pieces, questioning Trump's loss, the COVID-19 pandemic, and things along those lines. One identified influencer's contract included a $400,000 monthly fee and a $100,000 signing bonus, along with additional bonuses. Tenet had these guys combined have like 7 million subscribers on YouTube, and Twitter they have 7 million followers. Hey, I've got like a little over 20,000 YouTube subscribers. Y'all think you get me up to 1 million like these idiots? I mean, just wow. And so where I was going with it earlier with like Midas Touch, realize that left-wing podcasters could also be influenced too if they're under deals like this. So it could very well be that the right-wing podcasters were influenced by this or didn't realize they were being influenced by this. But I will go back to, it doesn't matter. Your opinions are so horrific that Russia wants to back them because it benefits Russia more than it benefits the United States. That's what you should really be considering. Okay, so I want to look at this situation here, this Russian money coming to these podcasters. What is that going to mean for their shows, and how does that impact their audience? Okay, so entertainment purposes only. Let's jump in and see about right-wing podcasters being funded by Russia. Oh, a fool! Fools. They may have been duped, but they are fools. They are fools for what they did. They were just, they were fools for America, patriots. We're going to show the American way and how everything this is good for America, but they're absolute traitors to the United States. Their form of America is what the Empress would want, Mother Russia. This is Mother Russia's idea of what a good America looks like. Nice and divided, not united. In the past King of Pentacles, it's not just Donald Trump. That's a wealthy man with lots of money. Putin and his oligarchs qualify for that too. I know we can pay these fools a lot of money to spread information that they say is best for America, but it's actually not. So we give them money. They go on the airwaves and do what we tell them to do. They gain more and more followers. And as they gain more followers, there's more momentum. And we can reach more people in the United States this way. Why? Because they don't have any freaking critical thinking skills. I will come back to this one in a second. And now, we're causing discord in the United States. If this is about the fools, these fool right-wing podcasters here, they're on they're broadcasting Russian talking points and moving the ball forward for Russia. But now that information's coming out that they were funded by Russia, they are probably going to start to see a decline. They might have to go a little bit quiet on their opinions. And they might have to start fighting for some audience share here because they're now linked to Russia. Now, we know that MAGA doesn't care. MAGA doesn't care if you're Russian. They'd rather be Russian than Democrat. They'd rather Putin be in charge than a Democrat. That's all part of, Russian right-wing talking points. When you get these darn fool idiots saying garbage like that. I'm already disgusted. God. Is it possible that these guys were duped? Yeah, it's possible. I gotta ask. For these folks that were getting these big deals here and living the good life, $400,000 and $100,000 a fee and $100,000 for a signing bonus. Will they rethink their ways, or how is this going to impact them? And maybe that's the better way. How is this going to impact them? Unfortunately, the vibe I get is it doesn't matter. They're just going to take home less money, but they've already got the followings here. But let's see, how will it impact the podcasters? Four-quarter. Well, it depends if they have integrity or not. It depends if they have integrity or not. They're going to try and hold on to what they've got. This tells, they're going to try and hold on to what they have. It was great money. Why would you want to give that up and actually work for a living? They worked hard. They worked hard for that money. They worked hard spreading Russian propaganda that they didn't know anything about. Money, money, money. And the emotional walking away. Page of Wands underneath. If they have integrity, they might take a new path. They might rethink their values. Rather than hold on, they might walk away from something like this because it's a poisoned podcast. Basically, it's damaged goods. If they had integrity, they would do that. I'm not counting on integrity. What I'm counting on is that they're going to message, hey, we didn't know, but we're going to continue down the same path that we've been going on before. Sorry if about this, but it doesn't change who we are. And it's all driven by money. It's all going to be driven by money. They're going to keep doing it because they want to hold on to lifestyle. But I think with the decline in money, it means that they're not going to get the guests that they used to get, which means the popularity is going to start to decline, and people are going to unsubscribe, and they're going to make less money. It's going to start spiraling downwards. And again, it's going to be they're not going to give up. Maybe if one of them has integrity, maybe, but I get the feeling they're not going to give up. They're going to keep doing what they're doing, because why would they want to get off that gravy train? They're making bank. They're recognized. They're making money. They're influencing people. Why would you want to give all that up just because Russia was funding it? But now, how are they? I don't know how they were making their money, because it sounds like all the YouTube stuff, it was probably going to that one company, and they were paying them a salary, and now they don't have the money to pay them the salary that they were getting before. And that might be what that walking away card is. If they can't get the money that they were getting before, they may have to walk away and do something on their own. How about the viewership? Does the viewership even care? I mean, the day and age we are now, I can't picture a scenario where the viewership cares. Maybe they do. Broken heart, betrayal, Page of Cups, listening to that, un-American, should stop and think, values. They should be brokenhearted. They should feel betrayed that, the money that was being provided to these folks came from Russia. It didn't come from them. That what was being, put out there was benefiting Russia and not the United States. It's just QAnon nonsense. And people may start moving away from that. I have a hard time believing that, because people have drunk so deep from the Kool-Aid that I have a hard time believing. Maybe over time, over a few years, this will happen. The only thing I can think of that would make this make sense is, again, if these podcasters start walking away and taking their message elsewhere, then the views on this channel are going to decline. The QAnon people will stick around because it's their cup of tea, but other people might take a break from it and go somewhere else. But these podcasts, I just, again, maybe I'm too cynical. I tend to be rather optimistic. Not in this case. Not in this case. I have little optimism that we will see something morally or ethically balanced, a good moral or ethical choice when it comes to something like this. I'm just glad it wasn't a liberal podcaster. That doesn't mean it can't happen, because you can have governments impacting that. It's just that right now the right-wing podcasters and their listeners, they're so easily duped. They don't check anything. And so they're easy to manipulate. It's money well spent for it. And if you don't believe it was, look how long funding for Ukraine was delayed in Congress, as well as other funding for Taiwan or Israel or the civilians in Gaza. All because right-wing Congress people didn't want to pass a budget. They want it tied to that, and then they didn't want tied to that. Kept moving the goalposts. It's a very frustrating time that we live in here. But at least this was exposed, and it again shows the link between Russia and right-wing talking points. As if we needed more evidence, but apparently, the collective on at least that side of the aisle hasn't quite figured it out yet, and that's the most infuriating part. They don't give us big mallets to do whack-a-mole on them, unfortunately. Might doesn't make right, but it would feel a lot better using it. We'll leave it with that little negative thought. Whatever. I mean, it's being put out there. Truth is being discovered, and in the end of the day, the more truth that's out there, the better chance we have to get out of this little death spiral that the right is in. Thank you for, again, this is a reading for entertainment purposes only. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.